Coming of Age is coming up next. I'm your host, Emily Echeverria. First today, we're talking with Heart Failure Clinic Manager Toinetta Coolie with the Baptist Heart and Vascular Institute. Next up, we've got volunteer opportunities for seniors with our own Council on Aging Senior Volunteer Programs Director Alicia Macklin, along with Senior Companion Volunteer Gwendolyn Jackson. Lastly, we'll learn about an organization focused on assisting and advocating for people with disabilities, the Center for Independent Living of Northwest Florida. Stay with us. Coming of Age starts right now. As we age, staying active in life and involved in the community can become a challenge. But with Council on Aging of West Florida's wide range of home-based services, you remain healthy, independent, and engaged. From Meals on Wheels and respite care to senior dining sites and the retreat, you'll find the support and connection that you need to age well. Aging looks different for everyone, and we're here to help you meet your needs and thrive while maintaining what makes you, you. We've been in the community since 1972, advocating for elders and supporting those who care for our parents and grandparents. Now, join us as we discuss the age-related issues that matter to you. Heart failure affects over 26 million people worldwide and is increasing in prevalence due in part to an aging population. Today, we will learn more about what heart failure is, what risk factors contribute to heart failure, and how you can seek treatment. We are joined today by Toinetta Coolie, a nurse practitioner who provides care to patients at the Baptist Heart and Vascular Institute. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, what is heart failure?
So heart failure is when the heart has the inability to pump the adequate amount of blood to the body, causing symptoms such as shortness of breath, fatigue, and swelling.
Okay. Can someone live with heart failure?
Yes, patients can live a healthy, productive life with the right medications. They will also require monitoring their risk factors, limiting their sodium and their fluid intake.
Gotcha. What are the risk factors which may lead to heart failure?
So some of the risk factors leading to heart failure include coronary artery disease, arrhythmias of the heart such as atrial fibrillation or atrial flutter, diabetes, uncontrolled hypertension, some chemotherapy treatments, anemia, and the list just goes on.
And who would someone see when they need treatment for heart failure?
So typically when patients find out that they have heart failure, they're in the hospital for something else. Mm-hmm. And during this time, they'll be seen by a cardiologist, and the cardiologist will refer the patient to the heart failure clinic.
And who makes up your heart failure team?
So our heart failure team currently consists of 2 nurse practitioners, a registered nurse, a certified medical assistant, a dietitian. We also have 2 collaborating general cardiologists, an electrophysiologist, and the Baptist pharmacy team.
And what can someone expect from the heart failure clinic?
So when patients come to the heart failure clinic, we definitely want to clear up the misconception that they're going to a group meeting. They are seen by a nurse practitioner, and the nurse practitioner will assess them to make sure that their needs are being met as far as their heart failure is concerned. We look at their medications. They're seen by the RN for heart failure education, and some patients are even seen by the dietitian if needed.
Okay. And what else does the heart failure clinic do?
So our heart failure clinic, we really work to make sure that their medications are titrated appropriately, they're on the right medications. We refer patients out to other providers, as well as such as pulmonary or endocrine. With the assistance of the Baptist Foundation, we were able to provide our patients with blood pressure monitors and weight scales. We work in collaboration with the Faith Health Network as well in Baptist. So our overall goal for the heart failure clinic is just to continue the Baptist mission of helping people throughout life's journey.
Gotcha. And can you tell me more about the different members of the team? You mentioned that what the nurse practitioner does and that they might see a dietitian, but what are some of those other roles?
So our nurse practitioner actually works to titrate the medications. We also educate those patients on making sure that they are able to monitor their blood pressures at home, any kind of limitations they may have. We help with limited transportation if the patient needs it. We help them to get their medications if they need it. And these are their heart failure medications, of course, because some of these medications can be really expensive. So our goal is to help the patients with this. The dietitian will educate them on their sodium, what they're eating on a daily basis, and try to see how we can work with them, better work with them. And then the RN charge nurse will also provide further education if needed, as well as make phone calls to the patients on a weekly basis to see how they're doing. Okay. Our patients, they have a direct access, cell phone access to the Heart Failure Clinic as well, so they have contact information for us if they need us.
Okay. And what are some other recommendations they might give to a patient on what they can do in their own lifestyle to continue the treatment?
So sometimes that may consist of the patient losing weight, definitely monitoring and controlling their blood pressure, because those are things that can exacerbate the heart failure and cause them to decompensate or fall backwards, which may require hospitalization. And if that does happen, we try to prevent that by utilizing our Baptist Infusion Center, outpatient infusion center. The patients can also, we try to get them to stay active. That's the key, because we don't want them to just not do anything or think that their heart is just going to stop if they do activities. And the heart is a muscle, and just like with any other muscle we have in our body, we want to work it.
Is there anything else you want to let people know about the Heart Failure Clinic?
So, we're open Monday through Friday, just like your regular clinics. We're there to help our patients as well as our family members. I didn't say, but we do utilize hospice and palliative care if needed. We will refer patients to tertiary clinics. We partner with Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville. And we have some patients that are also seen at UF Shands in Gainesville as well, and Ochsner's in New Orleans. So, we try to make ourselves available to our patients. We try to make sure that their needs are met at all times, as much as possible.
And how do you help the caregivers or the family members of patients?
That's pretty much more education, just trying to ease some of their comfort, what they don't know, and trying to give them the answers that they need. Sometimes it's just a matter of, can you explain this further to me? And just taking that extra time to talk to them to make sure that they understand what's going on, and then they'll be able to see the change occurs, the improvement in their care, the improvement in their blood pressure. Helping them to make sure that they're eating the right things. All of those are ways that caregivers can help their loved ones to do better with heart failure.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Next up, we're talking about Council on Aging of West Florida's Senior Companion Program. Stay with us.
If you're looking for a fun and exciting environment for your loved one, then L&L Executive Adult Daycare is a perfect fit. We offer social gatherings, physical activities, games, outings, and daily luncheons from Karen's Catering. We take a holistic approach to social stimulation and aim to enrich the lives of our guests. Let us help restore your loved one's mind, body, and soul. We'd love to speak to you. L&L Executive Adult Daycare. Big business love with small town feel.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference. The Beacon at Gulf Breeze offers the finest senior living community in the area. We are here for your loved ones who need assisted living and advanced memory care services. Seniors will feel right at home with studio, one-bedroom apartments, a large dining area, a beautiful landscape courtyard, and even a salon. With professional staff and one-on-one care, your loved ones are our top priority. Welcome to the Beacon at Gulf Breeze. Welcome home.
Council on Aging of West Florida's senior volunteer programs offer the opportunity for seniors to give back to their community in a way that is the most meaningful for them. The Senior Companion Program pairs volunteers with other seniors who need some assistance around their home to continue living independently. We've got our own Senior Volunteer Programs Director, Alicia Macklin, along with Senior Companion Volunteer Gwendolyn Jackson, here to share her experience serving in the program. Thank you both for being here today.
You're welcome. Glad
Thanks
to
for
be
having
here.
us.
To start off, Alicia, tell us about the Senior Companion Program and what a Senior Companion actually does.
The program started, I don't know if you're probably too young to remember this guy, Lyndon B. Johnson. He was the President of the United States of America, had a day where you know how presidents have their calendar where they have to go and do this and shake hands there and see this person. He actually went to a school, and then he also went to a senior living community, and he said to himself, you know, I really see two groups of persons that need each other, and then I also see one group that's still vibrant and lively and ready to give back. So that was the beginning of a lot of the programs that we have underneath AmeriCorps. A lot of people know AmeriCorps. The Senior Companion Program was started, and it's under now what's called AmeriCorps Seniors. And these are persons who are 55 and over, but they are still hot and happening. They're wanting to get into their communities and share what they have with someone else who may not be as vibrant and lively and has a need. People who are looking for someone to just talk with them, to be a friend. Someone who's looking for that person who their family members can trust to come into their homes, help them with light housekeeping, light meal preparation, some of the other things that they're no longer able to get up and do. So that program has been going on from that time to this, and it's been growing exponentially. The Council on Aging, it started there in the 80s underneath our past CEO, Mr. John Clark, and it has been just growing ever since. And Miss Gwendolyn Jackson is one of our most lovely senior companions.
Well, Gwendolyn, tell me how you got involved with the program.
Well, I've known about it some time, but I just decided to try to find something, you know, to occupy my time and kind of like give back. And I applied, and I'm glad that I applied, because I really can't say enough about the program. And I've been even trying to get some other people to sign up for it as well, that need it, as well as the ones that will help the other people, because there's really a need for this program. You know, I'm glad it's there, because if something by chance something could happen, I could get some help too, you know. But I really like it, and all the staff is great people, and they love what they do. The people I've met and when I was shadowing and stuff, everybody is just great. It's just a fantastic program.
So what are some of the benefits that the Senior Companion volunteers receive from the program?
Well, when a person, just like Ms. Jackson said, when she signed up for it, we tell them all the benefits that they receive. I always say, would you like help paying a bill? Would you like help paying for a prescription? If you don't need either one of those, go to the casino. But we give them an opportunity for them to come into the program. They receive, they have a background screening done, so we do vet them. We make sure that they have a level 2 background screening, and MVR, which is motor vehicle, check that. We also check NSOPW, which is National Sex Offender. We make sure that they are they're the kind of person who really has a heart for what they're doing. So we do an interview with them to make sure. Some of the benefits that they receive along with that is that they also get paid for their meal each day that they're serving their clients. They also receive insurance. We have our own insurance program that comes right after their insurance as well, but we have that for them. We give them a full week of training, pre-service orientation training with our current senior companion coordinator, who is Ms. Tyler Osborne. And then they also, after that, as she said, they shadow. They have another senior companion that they go with for a full week in different environments and see what they do, how they do it, how they're giving back, so no one gets thrown out there. We make sure that every month, once a month, we have training with them for 4 hours a day, so they get to come together with the other senior companions as well and kind of find out, hey, there are a lot of others of us that are doing this. And it really, you will find, helps them, as Ms. Gwendolyn was saying. They get out of the house, they start getting around, they start seeing new things, and we're teaching them everything that's going on in relation to senior, I like to call them seasoned, our seasoned citizens, as well as finding out information about things that can help them and help their clients and help the caregivers as well.
Sure. Gwendolyn, what has the impact been for you in participating in the program?
Well, you never realize until I, joined the team that how many people actually need help. It's really a need out there. These people, they need help because they want to, stay in their own home and be independent. And, some of them, sometimes they just want someone to talk to.
Sure.
And that's important. And, my client that I have now, we hit it off right away, so that's a plus, And I just got to say it again, I'm just so glad to be in the program, to know that I'm helping someone and that they really appreciate my help.
Mm-hmm. And we're very glad to have you.
Thank you.
Has anything surprised you about being a part of the program?
No, not really. I'm used to this because I've always been a caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
And I was behavioral health, and I worked at United Cerebral Palsy for years before it changed to Capstone. I worked at Lakeview for 11 years, so I've been around all types of people that needed help and needed someone to care for them. And like I said, it's a hard job, but someone has to do it, and that someone is me.
Well, thank you so much for your service. What should people do if they're interested in getting involved in the program?
Definitely call our office, 850-432-1475. Let them know that you're interested in becoming a senior companion. They will put you through to Tyler Osborne or to myself, and we'll make sure we get the packet of information which explains everything about the program, what the benefits are, what's the process. We'll bring them in. They'll have a little interview with us, and so that we can kind of find out what it is they're looking to do and how they feel about serving. And then after that, we'll go through the process where we pay for that background screening. We pay for the motor vehicle report that we do. There's no cost to them. And all of the funding comes through the federal government, through AmeriCorps. So there is absolutely nothing that person will have to do besides have a great heart and have a willingness to serve.
Any last thing you want to let people know about the program? Or?
Oh, absolutely. There are many, many people in the community that need someone. We serve Escambia and Santa Rosa County, and we love to have more people in Santa Rosa County especially to become a senior companion. It's an awesome opportunity. Yes, you'll get something that will help you, but you'll have even more that'll be helping others. And the Council on Aging has been doing this for so long and doing it well, and we want to make sure that we're still sharing that.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Alicia, and thank you, Gwendolyn.
Thank you.
Up next, we're talking with the director of Center for Independent Living, an organization that offers support, resources, and more to individuals with disabilities. Stay with us.
Over 2 decades ago, TLC Caregivers partnered with the Council on Aging of West Florida to assist seniors with non-medical help to stay independent in their own homes. Our commitment to providing these services started in 1989 and has grown to aid people from birth through geriatrics. From a short visit of 2 hours to 24 hours a day. We're a proud sponsor of the Council on Aging of West Florida. We're TLC Caregivers.
When cancer tries to take you away from the things that matter most, Baptist Cancer Institute offers caring physicians and the most innovative treatment options. With convenient locations and a wide array of support programs and services, we're here to help you during the most difficult of times. As a member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, we're bringing even more innovative cancer care to our community right here at home. When you need cancer care, we'll be there.
For those with disabilities, navigating a world that is not always accommodating or accessible can be frustrating and challenging. The Center for Independent Living of Northwest Florida is a local nonprofit working to empower people with disabilities with opportunity to choose and realize their goals of where and how they live, learn, work, and play. Let's talk with Executive Director Carolyn Grawi about this organization. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me, Emily. You know, one of the things that we talk a lot about with disability is that just like coming of age, we're always aging. Well, people with different abilities, we all have different abilities at different times throughout our lives.
Sure. Well, tell us about the Center for Independent Living and what you do there.
So the Center for Independent Living works to partner with an individual, an organization, or the community on looking at ways to help a person or a system get from point A to point B. And sometimes that may be as simple as a phone call. Sometimes it's an appointment. Sometimes it's a device. Sometimes it's making some policy change or some bigger change out in the community settings. And so we work with individuals at getting information and referrals, doing skill development, peer mentoring, individual and systems advocacy, and looking to help make some transitions, which transitions sometimes are about allowing somebody to be diverted from going to an institution or finding ways back home after there's been a hospitalization or a rehabilitation, so that people can choose to live their own life as independently as each shall choose. And we try to help facilitate and provide opportunities to make all of that happen in a successful manner.
What are the 5 core services that you offer?
And so as I was just sharing some of those in that description before, but with information referral, that may be that somebody calls to find out, you know, where do I get this or where do I get that? If it's something that the CIL provides, we'll give the answer, be able to do that. Sometimes we're referring people back over to Council on Aging, or it might be to somebody else in our larger 211 network that all of us are here in Escambia and Santa Rosa County, and we work from Escambia to Walton County to try to make sure that that resource is available, getting the correct information, leading somebody in the right direction. Another program is our skills development training, and sometimes that can be assisting somebody to figure out how to live more independently on their own. Sometimes it's teaching job skills, new accommodations that need to be made because maybe their disability is changing or their well-being has changed regarding some other new exposure that they've had to something else like we all experienced with COVID, and how did you make that work, and what can we do to help make things take things to the next step or the next level. Sometimes it's a peer, having somebody who needs a peer mentor or a peer counselor that's experiencing the same thing that that person has, or sometimes it's 2 different disabilities but a different point in time of their life that is similar, and they're able to go through that. And then individual and systems advocacy is helping somebody to learn to be their own best self-advocate, and then all of us going out there to be our best advocates for the community. And that final 5th core service, it was about the transition and diversion. And with that one, it's variable by each individual. We do stuff for younger folks who might be transitioning from home to college or from home to work or home to being in life on their own. But for our persons that are coming of age, a lot of times that is figuring out how to be safe and stay at home in the home environment and be able to make sure that they can still participate in community. What does that life look like? And making sure that that can happen.
Sure. What are some of the biggest challenges you see in our community for the people you serve right now?
So if we walk down any street that we go to, we often find street corners or bus stops or things that don't have access from that point A to B. So being able to go where you want to go, when you want to go safely, and to make sure that things are well marked. So that's a big access issue. Another one is housing. We just do not have enough affordable or accessible housing in our community. And so all of us, again, can be looking for those opportunities to make sure that we allow individuals to get to those places that they choose to be, but also to keep people from being institutionalized. Nobody wants to be set where barriers are their limit. They want to set their own limitations, which typically is to have as few as possible.
Definitely. How do you help businesses comply with ADA regulations?
So for businesses, we can come in and talk to folks about, where is a button that you have to push to get access for assistance, or can you see over the counter if you're a person using a chair in order to get there? Are you able to use the restroom facilities? Is that accessible? Is there a grab bar? Do the doors in and out of a space, are they too heavy, or can they open them independently? Being able to look at different ways of having their work environment be inviting. Can a person see the material? Can they hear the material? Are they able to ask for assistance when they need it? Do they feel comfortable in that environment in order to be able to do so? And part of that is some of the work that many have been doing for a while now on diversity and inclusion. And so diversity really looks at how are we different from each other in many ways. But when we think about it, more of us are alike. And when we do things that make things more accessible, we make it more inviting for all of us. And that's a lot of the work that we do.
Yeah. And you assist with emergency preparedness too, is that right?
Correct. So every person who comes to our organization, when they arrive, one of the first things that we ask them in their intake paperwork is, do they have an emergency plan? And what's really important about that is anytime that we might have an emergency, and we're Florida, so we've got a wide open hurricane season, but there could be a tornado, there could be a flood, there could be a fire, there could be a whole enamored number of things that could take place. Again, we just went through a pandemic, so it could be all kinds of things. But being able to make sure that somebody takes advantage of the fact that they can have knowledge of where they're going to go, what can they do, where can they set things up, do they have enough water, medication, clothing, whatever devices they may need in order to be safe during that first 72 hours of time, or sometimes up to a week before somebody might be able to get back to you, depending on what may have happened elsewhere in the community. And we just want that to be really safe. And for folks to learn how to make a plan or learn more about any of these things that we've been talking about, they can reach us at 850-595-5566, or they can write us at info, I-N-F-O, at cilnwf.org. And we're glad to work with anybody and their families, their community, to help make our community a better place. We've got strong towns, we've got transit, we've got AARP, we've got Council on Aging, we have CIL, and a whole host of other partner agencies. And we're here to help make coming of age be good for all of us.
Yes, thank you so much for your work. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Emily.
Thank you for watching. Until next time, enjoy life. You've earned it.